Hey everyone, today is February 1st and today I'll be taking you through our 5th garden tour of our 2019-2020 garden tours and updates. This will be our last update for the year as we are approaching our last frost date, which will start a new season for us, which I do plan on doing a video of what our plans are for spring. But today I'll be taking you through and showing you what the garden looks like. We've been through a couple of frosts, but some of the garden's still looking pretty lush, so I figured I'd give you an update on what everything's doing. Recently, my children have showed me how to do a hyperlapse video, and we've had some fun doing hyperlapse harvests, and wanted to share those with you. So here shortly, I'll show you a few of those, and I hope you guys enjoy today. So before I hop into our fun hyperlapse videos, I wanted to show you our smaller garden. I have 3 different gardens. If you're just joining us, this is the garden that I like to keep really nice, which is close to our entertaining area. We have 2 20 by 20 areas over here. So I figured I would just kind of briefly take you through this area. We are about a month out from our last frost date. Recently we had a freeze warning and a frost that came into the garden unexpectedly. It did damage some plants, but that's a whole nother video. I can show you maybe a glimpse of what our garden looked like covered up. If that's something you guys want to see, let me know. But over here we have some of our short season carrots. They're almost like little radish sized carrots. We did have radishes on the side here. We harvested those earlier in the season, and then we replaced them with those carrots. So far I feel like that's kind of a nice combination because radishes are such a quick harvest vegetable. So whenever you pull them and you got all this empty space, we were trying to figure out what we were going to put in there, and those worked out really nice. Our cabbages are still growing. They're small. I really didn't tend to them as much as I should this season. We have our celery over here, which is still looking beautiful. It's super easy to grow. I really am not a big celery fan. I just like the way it looks in the garden. Here's our little onion plot. These we actually won't harvest till mid-spring when they'll actually be developing the bulbs. But for now, they're doing great, and we'll harvest the tops and use them in our meals inside. I've got my kohlrabi over there we've been harvesting a lot of, and our kale is just looking so beautiful. If you are going to grow 2 vegetables, if you're a first-time gardener, grow kale and grow collard greens. They're so easy and they produce so much for your family. At this time of year, we're almost like sick of them. So I use them fresh in our salads, the kale anyways, and then collard greens, we'll cook them down. If you guys ever want to see how I cook the food from the garden and what I do to store, please let me know, because soon I'd like to find some time and do some videos for you guys on some of my recipes, maybe some how-to videos and different things. I would really love to, try to find a way to share my passion with everyone. I do run a promotions and marketing company, so that is my sole business, and gardening is my passion. I've been doing that for 15 years and gardening for 5. So I'd like to transition at one point, try to figure out how I can still provide for the family. But if any of those type of videos would interest you, please let me know, and let me know what type of videos you'd like to see. But I just kind of wanted to pan and show you guys how everything over here is doing. My lettuce, I did want to note that it is going to seed. I had lettuce over here earlier in the season that went to seed, and I already replaced it with different types of lettuce. What I do when my lettuce goes to seed, I go and feed it to our chickens. They love it because chickens love seeds. So none of this is going to waste. Any of our leaves that are browning or starting to yellow, I go ahead and harvest them and take them down to our chickens, and they love our garden stacks. So now I'm going to show you a fun little video. It's actually my first harvest video ever, which was just supposed to be me harvesting our 1,000 head kale over here, and then my daughter pops in halfway through, and it ends up being a really cute video. So I'm not gonna spill the beans. I'm gonna let you guys watch. Hope you guys like it. is my daughter Autumn, and she wanted to come and join in since it's Saturday, and I usually do these when the kids are in school, and she wanted to help us with the tour. So do you want to show us the garden over here, Autumn? And tell us what it's all about? Okay, show us.
So these are my mom's beautiful sunflowers that my mom grew, and this is my favorite one because it's beautiful and it has all these in there. And I always look at it every day after school, and I always come over here and look at our sunflowers in the garden, and I help. And these are my these are the collard greens.
They're called they look like collard greens, but they're called 1,000-head kale.
But they are collard greens.
Nope, they're called 1,000-head kale. But the girls like to do what with them when they get home from school?
We always pick them up with our mom, and we snap them off just like this. And then we go water it at the sink, and then we eat it.
Yes. My kids will eat these raw. Are they good?
A little bit, but they're good, but they're good with water on it.
Yeah, they like to wash them first. And they will. They'll come home and they'll run right to the garden and have a garden snack. Autumn, what do we have over here?
These are our peppers.
Mm-hmm.
Katie, she made a soup with these peppers. With
Our
all the
yes.
garden stuff.
Our neighbors love to come over and pick food and then make little soups out of them.
And I accidentally picked a pepper, a hot pepper.
Oh.
And then I tasted it, and it was very
Yes, you got to learn which ones are hot and which ones are not. So Autumn, what plants do we have over here?
These are tomatoes, and they're looking a little weak. So, my mom, why they're looking weak? Because my mom hasn't been spending time with them a lot, and so,
yeah, Mommy hasn't had much time to tend to these tomatoes. Tomatoes is a harder plant for me to grow personally. They require a lot of time and effort of staking and tying up and then trimming the bottoms and removing the suckers, and they're really prone to getting sick, and hornworms love them. And as you can see, they're just, a lot of the leaves are starting to yellow. I usually will quickly remove those yellow leaves, but they're looking rough. But I do have some green tomatoes left on them. I'm going to see if we can get another nice harvest from them, even though they look sick. For instance, like these are going to be some nice tomatoes soon. I did do a nice hyperlapse harvest of our tomatoes, which I can show you here shortly. Really funky that happened. Usually I have my tallest sunflowers here. Oh, and we actually harvested a lot of sunflowers, and we did another hyperlapse harvest. We should show them that too. Yes. I forgot that we did that. But here,
and if you want to see it, my mom's downloading it on her Facebook, and when you look on TV, you can type in Summer Sadrell videos, and then it will show up, and you'll see the video.
Oh yeah, she knows all about it. If you guys want to see more pictures or videos of my garden, I do post throughout the week different harvests, fun photos of the kids in the garden on my Instagram. You can find me at Summer Tucker Sadrell on Facebook, or Southern Dirt Gardener on Instagram. So I want to show you this sunflower. These are the sunflowers that usually grow really tall during the season, and a squirrel came over and stole the head of this one, and then all of a sudden another sunflower just popped out of the side, which is crazy. There's also sunflowers popping out of the side here, which is very interesting. I've never seen that happen before. But then again, I guess about what the squirrels were doing over here.
Okay, first we have to go to the other garden. So, the squirrel was hanging on here, and it was hanging right here, eating, and look what it did.
It took a lot of my seeds. Ugh. I didn't realize how many seeds it took.
But I need to show you something else.
So, I did harvest a lot of the heads over there. And if you don't harvest your heads, of course you want to let them dry for a few weeks because they develop as the sunflowers open up. The head keeps growing. And it's important to let it continue to grow before you harvest. Like this one is perfect right now. And so is this one. I'm going to go ahead and harvest them today before the squirrels get them. But you want to wait till the top of the head starts turning a little brown. I like to wait at least a month. I think you can probably get away with a few weeks. But you can kind of see, you just touch the sunflowers underneath, and if they're hard, they're ready to harvest. But yeah, so green beans has been another winner for our fall garden, which has produced so much for our family. We pretty much can come out here every couple weeks and harvest enough to take into our kitchen and cook up for a meal. There's so many. What'd you find?
Squirrel.
Yep, we better get them sunflowers. So these will be something I'll be growing every season. My husband loves. So this was our okra plot that just did not do good this year. I think I'm going to try another variety. I'm not quite sure what happened with our okras this year because usually they produce so many. I just can't keep on top of harvesting them. I don't know if it was my soil, if it was lack of fertilizing. I really don't know what happened with them, but that's the mystery of the garden this fall was my okra plants. But I'm going to try again. That's one thing about gardening. You never really can predict what's going to happen to a plant. You can plant something many times and then all of a sudden it's a fluke. But here are our grape tomatoes, which are doing wonderful. They just keep producing and keep producing. I think this spring I'm only going to plant cherry tomatoes or grape tomatoes only because in our zone it gets really hot and it's really rainy and I don't have a way of managing the water when it rains, obviously, and I have a problem with the splitting. With the cherry tomatoes, at least I can quickly harvest. Look at how beautiful that is. Oh, I've got to take a picture of that. But cherry tomatoes are just easier to manage in the spring because of the rain and the heat. But those are those tomatoes over here. A lot of them are doing good. Hey guys, you want to harvest a carrot? Come show a carrot.
I have 2 carrots.
Oh, you have carrots already?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they still need a little bit more time. But I have 2 different varieties, and every day after school they love to pick one just to kind of see how big they're getting. I have kohlrabi here, some kale, some snow peas. They're starting to die off. But we're still harvesting off of them, so we're just going to leave them there. Then I have up here more kohlrabi, kale. Look at the cauliflower. Isn't that so pretty? These have been fun to watch grow because every so often I'll just kind of peek over and see if I see anything. And the excitement when I started to see just a tiny bit of white just reminded me how much I enjoy gardening because there's something new in the garden every day. It's my passion. I just love walking through everything and seeing how everything's growing. But it's time to trim some of this back. And look at this kohlrabi. It is massive. I think I'm going to let it continue to grow just to see how big it's going to get. So I think I've completed our whole garden tour. I did want to show you our blueberries. They are starting to bloom here. As you can see, all these pretty blooms. These are emerald blueberries. Oh, there's some blueberries. that these bushes actually produce twice a year, once in the fall and once in the spring. So this year it's going to be awesome because look at how many blooms and blueberries are coming in. So we'll be excited about those. So thank you guys so much for joining me on this last garden tour of our fall 2019-2020 garden. The next video I plan to share with you what I am going to put in our spring garden. I'm going to be doing a little differently than I usually do because this summer we have big plans for the family. We just recently bought a camper and plan on making some memories in that, and doing a big Alaska trip. Which we're renting an RV, we're flying out there and spending some time out there. We love to travel as a family, but of course when we're gone, the garden kind of goes on the back burner, and I usually have our neighbors and friends kind of checking on it, but I'm going to do something different. But hopefully you guys will tag along and subscribe to our channel if you want to see any more videos. We are in zone 9B, but thank you so much if you've recently subscribed or if you've been with us for a long time. It makes me feel good that the time I'm spending on these videos, you guys are enjoying and you're wanting to watch the next one. So hopefully along the way, I'll inspire you to grow some of the food that I'm growing, maybe give you some tips. And you guys, I love all your comments. I do read them. And you guys are sharing and teaching me new things that I need to know and that will make me a better gardener. So I just love the community of this, and I really enjoy sharing my passion with you, and I hope you subscribe if you haven't already, and comment or like. I'll talk to you guys soon.